Splitting audio in OBS is a way to ensure certain audio does not appear on your VODs when streaming to Twitch. Getting it set up can be confusing, so here's a simple guide explaining what we're doing and why. Head over to Settings and then over to Audio. You will need to set your desktop audio to disabled. This is the first step to splitting your audio. The desktop audio simply means every sound you hear on your PC, whether it's coming from a game, a website, Discord, whatever. If you hear it through your speakers or headphones, that's desktop audio. When you want to ensure that specific audio isn't available on your VODs, you need to disable this. After that, head over to Output. Make sure you're in Advanced mode. If you're uncertain about encoder settings, let me know in the comments below. When you're in Advanced mode, you'll be able to set this option, Twitch VOD Track. By default, this is Track 2. Let me explain what this means. When streaming to Twitch, the standard setting is that everything you hear on Twitch gets saved to the VOD as well. When you watch back a VOD or make a clip, the audio you hear on that video will be the same as what was streamed. But through OBS, you can tell Twitch that you only want certain audio tracks to appear on the VOD instead of all of them. In this case, any audio sources you have that output to track 2 will be saved to the VOD. If there's any audio you do not want saved to the VOD, you have to make sure it's not being played on track 2. What does that look like? Well, I'll show you in just a moment. When you've done this, hit apply. You will notice right away that the desktop audio will have disappeared from your mixer. This is exactly what should happen. If you don't have a microphone in your mixer, you can add this by going back to audio and setting your mic under the mic auxiliary audio. Hit apply or OK to save those changes. Now let's add an audio source. OBS has the ability to add application audio. You'll notice that it's still in beta. There are some bugs here and there, but for the most part it works without any issue. But make sure you update OBS when there's a later version to ensure you have the latest fixes applied. I'm going to add Discord as a source here. Once you name the source, you'll need to select it. OBS will ask you to choose the window and something called the window match priority. So I select Discord, and then for my window match priority I'm going to choose match title, otherwise find window of same executable. Hit OK and make the source visible. You should see it appear in the mixer. I'm now going to add an audio source for Spotify. Now I don't want any music I play on Spotify to be in my VODs. I could get a copyright strike if I do so, and this is where splitting audio is so important. Add the Spotify source and select the Spotify window. I'm just going to hit play on Spotify and you can see that the mixer shows audio coming from the Spotify source. Now we need to make sure the audio doesn't get saved to the VOD. Click on the Audio Mixer Settings toggle. This Advanced Audio Properties window shows us all our sources. If you remember from the streaming settings, track 1 is the main track and the Twitch VOD track is track 2. If we do not want Spotify audio to get saved to the VOD, we have to make sure that track 2 is deselected. Keep track 1 selected however, as we want live viewers to be able to hear our music. Hit close to save these settings. The tricky part with split audio comes from having to set up every single audio source you hear that you want in your stream. So for example, if you have a stream overlay that plays a video or has its own audio, you will need to add the audio source for it as well. Thankfully, there's a quick way to do this. When you add a browser source, if you go to the properties, you'll see a tick box titled Control Audio via OBS. Make sure that's ticked. Then go to the audio mixer settings and ensure that the audio monitoring is set to monitor and output. Let me explain what's going on here. For every application you run, you will hear the audio as I explained before. It's all desktop audio. But a browser source inside OBS is played within OBS, and so although your viewers will be able to hear the alerts, you will not. But setting the audio monitoring to monitor and output means that the audio will be played through your speakers or your headphones, that's the monitor part, and through the stream, that's the output part. You only need to do this for browser sources though, or anything that only plays directly within OBS, like videos if you have any media sources. Finally, let's add a game capture and see how that looks. I have a game capture here for Baldur's Gate 3. Note that I also have to add the audio application capture for Baldur's Gate 3 as well. I believe that a later version of OBS will allow you to capture the game audio from the game capture settings window, so you don't need to add the audio application separately, but I need to wait for that to come out to try it. Also remember that you don't need to monitor these, as the game will play on your speakers or headphones, so you'll be able to hear it just fine. I hope this helps in you sorting out splitting your audio. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment, and remember to subscribe for more OBS and streaming tutorials.